And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fresh Fit Podcast, man. It is Money Monday. We got the OG in the house, Brandon Carter. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Fresh Fit Podcast, man. Regular edition. It's Money Monday. We're here with Brandon Carter, man. It is Money Monday, man, which is a very good day because a lot of you guys need some help with getting your stuff together, man. We got an expert in the house. Quick announcement: we're running a CC CastleClub, as you guys know, sale. Yep. CC17 is the code. Capital CC17. Do we have an annual code for them? Because they asked me this while I was live.
We are working on it as we speak.
Okay, we need an annual code. Hopefully, we can get one for you guys by tonight. But yeah, guys, if you guys want to get locked in at that monthly rate of 17. Basically 50% off, and you get access to us, weekly Zoom calls. We'll probably do a Zoom call with Brandon after this. We will open up the phone lines for a small period of time and let you guys be able to interact with Brandon, but we're going to do a call right after this on Zoom. So, yeah.
These are the best shows, man, on Mondays, bro. Mondays.
Yes,
so what I think so, because that's when I be here, man. You know what I'm saying? So I would agree.
Yeah.
So welcome back to the fold, brother.
Oh, man.
Brandon Carter.
I always love being here, man, with y'all, you know. I remember when y'all started this shit, you know what I'm saying, and just see how y'all taking it, where y'all still taking it, how y'all battle adversity. You know what I'm saying? Some of it is self-imposed. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, yeah.
But y'all still fight. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Y'all still fight it. You know, you don't give up.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I like to say, man.
Do you remember the old days, the first studio that we had at Panorama? I posted a photo of us in the studio.
Oh, yes. Dude, bro, I got a bunch of those photos, man.
We got a lot of table, a sign, me, you, and Chris. That was it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember before that. Yeah. Before it was Fresh and Fit, it was the unplugged shit.
Yep.
Fitness. And you know, Myron hit me up, was like, yo, man, I started a podcast. You want to do it? I was like, yeah, it's a pandemic. I ain't doing shit, man. So, like, New York was shut down. And I was one of the first guests on that shit.
Oh,
you know?
Man.
Yeah.
That was right in the middle of the lockdowns, too, because in New York, you guys had it worse than us, man.
Yeah. We locked down first, homie.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, well, the first shit I saw was in Miami. It was a Heat game. Right before the start, they said, yo, everybody gotta leave. You know what I'm saying? And then I was with this. It was a long time ago, my girl. It was a long time. This girl had flew in to New York. And then and I seen that shit, like, you should probably go back to LA, man. This shit look like shit's gonna get crazy. Because I never seen a basketball game get fucking shut down right before tip off.
Wow.
It was a Heat game, and I was like, oh shit, all right. So, but it's cool, man. It was dope, man. I made a lot of money during the pandemic. You did too. We came up, so I've been looking forward to another one, man. When they was talking about monkeypox, I was like, man, please make some monkeypox.
Yeah.
So well, I'll tell you this, man. There's another one coming soon.
Yeah,
very soon.
Well, they're going crazy in LA right now with the riots and shit. In New York too, the anti-ICE protests.
Perfect storm. It's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Brandon, real quick though, the first thoughts of our podcast when you first met me actually. What are the first thoughts of it?
Okay, so I knew Myron before the podcast started, to be clear.
Yeah.
I've hung out with Myron. So I remember we was, I don't know if you remember, man, we was somewhere and we was eating and I had this girl, it was a long time ago, it was like way before. And and then she was saying something and Myron was like, yeah, that's real stupid. I'm like, bro, that's Myron. I'm like, nigga, I'm trying to... Bro, we went on something. Hold on, bro, Brandon. I can confirm.
We're at North Italia. I remember.
I can confirm.
Yeah.
We were at Alessandria, right? It was two Spanish girls. I think one was from Argentina and one was from Colombia.
Oh, bad.
Bro, she says, "Oh, I want to get dessert too," and Mara was like, "I think you should eat that."
It's like, nigga.
She was like, "Wait." Did he mean that? I was like, no. He didn't mean that.
You.
I was like, no, I meant that.
This nigga, bro. And after he said that the first girl, and then it was like later on in the night, I met up with this other girl, and Myron was with. he was calmer the next time. I was like, yo, man, listen, I don't care what she says or thinks, my nigga.
Oh man,
that was funny, bro.
But and then when he said he was gonna start a podcast, I was like, all right, well, this should be. This bitch, I'm assuming he'll tone it down.
I toned it up.
It was like, nah, man, it's just him, man. And you know what it's like? It's being friends with Myron.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine this was like Kanye West friends feel like every time you say something crazy. Cause all the time, motherfuckers hit me like, yo, this your man, this send me a clip. And I'd be like, yeah, that's my man. Listen, you know, it's the internet. You know what I'm saying? I like black people. Yo, but it's all the time, man.
Dare you.
But it's like it's cool. Like he can say stuff that I don't necessarily agree with. We still cool.
Yeah.
And I say stuff that he don't necessarily agree with. Like it's okay for women to have jobs and vote and shit. You know, I think that's fine.
Yeah,
I ain't got no problem with that. But I know Myron. We know his stance.
Well, at least he didn't change. He was always the same.
One thing you can say, some motherfuckers is fake on the internet. This motherfucker was this motherfucker before this shit. You know, when there was no one was watching. When literally no one was watching, he was the same fucking dude. And you gotta have some respect.
I appreciate that, man.
You know what I'm saying?
respect.
Whether it's got me in a lot of trouble, but
being friends with you, that mean a lot.
I know it has.
But it's like, hey, man.
And I appreciate you standing by me, bro, because like I know a lot of people be like, "Oh, bro, this nigga crazy. He's talking about the boys and them niggas." And
well, you know what, man? Like
that.
you just really just saying words, right?
yeah,
And I'm friends with motherfuckers who are doing life in prison. You know what I'm saying? Like who did like really who did bad shit. It's different than just saying bad shit, right?
Yeah.
So like if you're not gonna turn your back on the dudes who like did some shit, then he's saying words. He ain't like fucking out here acting crazy. You know what I'm saying?
it's a speech, man.
It's just words,
Niggas
man.
getting offended.
It's just words, man.
But nah, man, I appreciate that.
No,
and
you know what it
hey,
is.
and that's why to this day, bro, like we still. It's been 5+ years now at this point.
Yeah.
Looks like 6
Longer
now.
than that, man,
Yeah,
'cause
like
that-
6 or 8. Yeah,
Because
like
the
6 or
video I
7.
posted on my Instagram, that was from 2019, but we met, I think, before that,
like
2018.
Yeah, like 18.
Yeah.
Damn, man. Yeah. No, it's crazy to see 7 years, man. How things have went. But besides that, like, how are things been with you? Kind of update the people on projects you got going on. What's new with you?
Oh, man, listen, I'm just still running my business, teaching people how to grow their online fitness business. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's my main thing. I do some like side shit, like I trade, you know what I'm saying? I trade futures. I've been trading futures for like 5 years.
You making money though.
Yeah.
You're money, bro. Making money.
Yeah. No, I make money. So like fucking with the stock market and shit, but that's more like of a hobby. Like instead of playing video games, I fucking play the market and shit. And but yeah, really just focus on helping people grow their online fitness business the same way.
Yeah. That's how we started out.
Yeah. That's how I met him.
Yeah.
Right? He came to an event. You could tell.
Yeah, no. You had like a mastermind. I went to it, and you teach you guys how to scale like fitness business and stuff.
Yeah.
And this is when I was working for the government. It's like, oh shit, this is interesting, but I had to get approval from the government.
Yeah, I remember that.
And
you
then I was like,
texting
hey,
me.
I'll be back. Like, let me just get this shit approved because as soon as I did that thing, I followed the paperwork, and it takes like a couple weeks to get approved. It took like 3 weeks, got approved, and then I was like, bam, all right.
Yeah.
And then it's funny because like that paperwork, they later retracted it once we started to get big on YouTube. Because like you get authorized, outside employment. I got authorized to do that. Got authorized, was going, and then once the YouTube channel started to take off, they're like, "Hey, bro, we're pulling this authorization paperwork. Like, you can't be doing this shit." And that's made me leave.
I was looking at like some old footage of when you used to come on the calls for HET, and it's like before this shit started, you was making like 40 grand.
Yeah,
like a month.
Yeah, it was good. It was good side income because that money, like it fluctuated. It'd be like, on a bad month, like 10 or 20, and a good month, 40, 50. But like I
with
was
no
like,
following back then.
with no
either.
following either, because I wasn't on YouTube like that. It was all Instagram mostly. But I was like taking that money and like saving it, and that's what I used to like start everything up here. Because like people ask, how'd you guys get started? So because like people always say, damn, how'd you guys start up with like good cameras and good mics up front? That's how. Because like we were able to invest in the shit up front with like good equipment. And I think that really
separated
helped us.
you.
Yeah, because everyone starts their shit like they do their podcast with some shitty ass mics in a room somewhere with webcams and shit. So I was like, nah, man, we need to do it with good equipment, multiple camera angles, have a producer in the back switching shit, real good live production. And that's kind of what set us apart.
Also, during COVID, remember, you couldn't buy that stuff in the store. They were sold out, hard to get.
Yeah.
So we had all the shit already there, good to go for
It's a good
COVID
'cause
pandemic.
You
Yeah.
just perfect timing. Listen,
Yeah.
if you guys
Perfect
want to
storm.
learn
Really
how
good
to,
timing.
Perfect storm.
if you guys want to learn how to start your online fitness business too, the way Myron did, I got a free ebook. It's 100% free. It's called The 10 Commandments of Online Training. It'll show you how to grow your online fitness business, even if you don't have a big following, like Myron. Even if like when he started, even if you don't have a big following, even if you're not certified, even if you don't have a lot of experience, it'll point you in the right direction to see if it's even the right business for you. Because you might like read that shit and be like, oh shit, I don't want to do work. I'm looking for a scam.
Oh, yeah.
And then like, and
Yeah.
then you won't be able to find it. You know, it ain't a get rich quick scheme. If you do find a get rich quick scheme, put me on. I've been looking for one of them motherfuckers for mad long.
Yeah, man. It's that's the thing is like people don't want to put in the work a lot of times. It's not gonna be easy, but like it's absolutely doable, right? I
Yeah.
remember, I was working my cases and shit, and I'd like come home and then do the fitness stuff, check on my clients, then obviously, go back to work with the feds. So,
Word.
all right. So let's see here. Should we read some chats or?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. No, not yet. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So
Oh yeah, because we can saying we're gonna let people call in. Like,
yeah, we're
like,
gonna have some people call in and then go to Zoom and go into the
What's
more
new with
advanced
you, bro?
stuff.
What's going on with you with the content? I saw you did a video with Sartain. Talking about
Oh yeah,
me. Snow bunnies?
So yeah, Sartain was on my shit on my YouTube.
Okay.
And somehow we talking about
You're still doing Victory Talk.
yeah
as Wednesdays,
Tuesday
right?
and Thursday.
Tuesday and Thursday. Okay.
I started on Tuesday and Thursday because I wanted to do the days that y'all weren't on.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to be, I didn't want to.
Yeah,
make it weird.
I need to go back on here.
Let me know when you're
Yeah,
ready.
yeah,
man. Fucking do it tomorrow.
We
man.
could. Okay. what time you go? You normally go at like
7.
Okay. All right.
You let me know. No pressure.
Yeah. No.
You
No.
see-
We're gonna make it happen. We're
Yeah.
gonna do it.
But Sartain was on, and then I don't know, man. Somehow he started talking about big booty white girls, and then what everybody was thinking. Fresh, the Winter Soldier. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the white girls, man, the Winter Soldier. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man, I'm part of the gang, BBC gang, we're up.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
You feel me?
So, I guess we could go into kind of how would someone begin with starting like we could start with an online business maybe.
Any kind of online.
Yeah,
business,
because obviously your niche was helping people scale up their online coaching when it comes to fitness. But like, how could someone get involved with starting an online business?
Yeah, I think so this might be contrary to a lot of what other like gurus and shit say, but I think you should have a fucking job first, right? Like you had a job when you started because it's difficult if you relying on income from a new business you just started.
I wish
especially
more
if you
people
just
said
started.
that, bro.
Yeah,
You're
man.
like one of the few people that tells them like, yo, get a fucking job first.
Yeah.
Like everyone else says, oh, laptop lifestyle. Like, yeah, you can go ahead and be an entrepreneur right away.
You got to
It's like-
work your way up to that,
Yeah.
man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very rare that you see that.
Yeah.
And those are the exceptions that people do it. Like, if you got a job, then you have, you want to, at least you can have your bills covered
Yeah.
and shit, and then you start it on the side. And then you might have to put in more hours of the day, right? And here's the thing. The average person walking around the street, everyone I see, they have so much potential that's untapped, right? But they don't know how to utilize it and really bring it to the surface. And part of that is, really dialing in your calendar. You get what I'm saying? So one thing that helped me, this is when I was struggling. I had like multiple jobs. It was during the recession after my father blew his brains out, right? And I had to take care of the whole family. And, one thing I did, man, is I was like, okay, I ain't got no money, but I got time, right? So I started planning out every hour of every day. And so this is my calendar, like even now. So
Even
you
years later, man, still the same way.
every hour of
Militant.
every day.
Militant.
Because if you do that, what happens is you're going to squeeze out more success each day. Does that make sense? Like you'll find you're going to accomplish more. If you out here freestyling your days, it's not going to work. I'm not saying it can't work, but what's going to happen is sometimes the time just goes,
Yeah.
And you're just like, fuck. All right. But everybody who's followed my advice when I say start planning out every hour of every day, everyone who's done this shit, they get like more done in a week than they had the prior month. And if you start stacking those week after week, then you start running circles around the competition. You can really start outpacing any issues you have, any problems you have. You can take it to the. I'm sorry, man. This shit distracted me.
No, you
it's
good,
cool.
you good.
You can take it to the next
Absolutely.
level. Like you can really get control of your life. Bruce Lee said, "If you love life, don't waste time, because time is what life is made of."
Fair.
Right. So you want to start weaponizing your day, weaponizing the hours, and it starts with the calendar. Plan out every hour of every day.
Gotcha, bitch.
And that's why if you have a job, then you can work, another 40 hours. because people say, man, oh man, what about family and all that shit? First of all, when people say that fucking family shit, unless you got a bunch of kids, what you talking? If you don't have your own family, unless you got kids, so sometimes it'd be like young dudes. I'm like, what you talking about? Spending time with mommy, nigga?
Yeah.
Like you would spend time with your mommy, man. It's time for you to lead in that. You spend too much time with your mom. That's why you sound like a bitch right now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's time to step out and be a man on your own. So, but anyway, this is 168 hours in every fucking week, right? And here's the thing: if you work 80 hours a week, which I think you should, either on your own. It was multiple jobs at first, right? But you can have your job and your business.
Would you say that's step one of the tangible, like
get a fucking job. Make sure you got a job. And
like 80 hours though, because not a lot of people are saying that. Yeah.
80 hours. If you're not, listen, business is fucking hard.
Yeah.
80% of businesses fail. Only like 5% of businesses ever reach $1 million a year. Right? The odds are super fucking low that you're going to succeed in any kind of business. Right? You know what I'm saying? So you have to really put the odds in your favor by putting in more time.
Yeah.
Like more time, more effort. 80 hours a week, even if it's your own business, especially if it's your own business.
Yeah.
Like if that's the only thing you're doing now, you got to make sure that shit succeeds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, if you're working a job, when you're working there, your employers are gonna pay you just enough to make you go to work, pay the bills, and come back.
Yeah.
Versus your actual friends that work with you, like they've been there 20, 40 years. You should say, you know what? I don't want to be these guys here 40 years plus, still doing the same job that I'm doing at 20. So I want to get out the job as soon as possible. If it's start a side business, then at that point I can work towards that, leaving my job.
Yeah, and you want to have some income, man. You know, you want to have some income. Like when you're starting your business, you don't want to rely on, man. You don't want to be in a position where you got to make rent this month off a job, off a business you just started.
Survival.
And you just learned.
Yeah.
How, you know what I'm saying? Because here's how you get rich. Like how you get rich is you make more money than you spend and invest the difference. And if you do that over a long enough period of time, you will get rich. You get what I'm saying? Like you will get rich. Make more money you spend and invest.
Sounds so
the difference.
simple, but like in practice, this is what most Americans fail at.
Yeah. I mean, there's really no other way. You know what I'm saying? Like unless you get like a super high paying job. But you can still fuck that up if you if you're spending more than you make. Like fucking athletes go broke all the time.
There was some study that came out like last year that people that make 6 figures a year, a majority of them still live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
So it's not, $100,000 a year is not that much, guys. And I would argue in today's day and age, it's even less now with inflation and how, the dollar's dropped off so much just from 2020. Like what, almost 50% of the money in current and circulation now was printed during the COVID era.
Yeah.
So
Even like rappers like Fat Joe and all these guys are saying like, yo, I make good money from my
see that
career.
shit?
$1 million plus just went out his hand.
Check the
disappeared.
check. Yeah.
And it's like they live to check the check, making 100. How much he made? Like what? 2 million, 5 million?
He was saying some wild numbers, man. He was still
and it
living to check
went
the
disappeared like poof.
Fat Joe?
Yeah, Fat Joe and this other rapper. Is it Jadakiss?
Jadakiss, yeah.
Yeah, they had a podcast.
Okay.
They spoke about how they lost money.
Okay, when they were this probably in the height of their careers, music wise.
They said Jay was like, you got to keep working.
Yeah.
'Cause you got to keep working because they make their lifestyle match their income.
Yeah.
So they got to keep. But I'm saying do the opposite.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you see me like with like fucking expensive watches and jewelry and shit now, but you got to remember, man, for like almost 10 years on YouTube, all you saw me was with fucking some Jordans and an Apple Watch.
You know what's impressive, bro? He has no car. That to me is insane.
You know what? I'm real reluctant to raise.
That's common with New Yorkers, though.
Yeah, it's
a lot of New Yorkers don't have driver's licenses.
Really?
Though.
Yo, bro, I just got my driver's license like last year.
Yeah, I remember though.
Yeah, I lived in New York. I lived in New York for 15 years, man.
But you're in Florida now, bro.
Like, now I got my. Listen,
a lot of people don't know that about New Yorkers. Like a lot of them don't have driver's license. A lot of them don't know how to drive. It's very
Lucario.
Yeah, Lucario to this day don't drive. It doesn't have a license.
Bro, I had a Illinois driver's license because I'm from Chicago, South Side. What up? And I moved to New York after college, and I immediately got rid of my car because it was like, oh, this is a nightmare driving here. And in the train, this shit was more convenient.
It costs you more to keep the car than to
parking,
bad.
Alternate side of the street shit.
Bruh.
It was intense, right? So and then my driver's license expired. I was like, man, I'm in New York. I ain't get it. I just didn't renew it.
There's no need.
And I didn't renew it till I came to Florida.
Yeah.
Like last year, I got my driver's license.
But I'll be honest though, from what I'm learning from these guys that have a lot of money, billionaires, they're like, yo, the less I have, the better. So they have no type of like recurring bills. All the shit that would be on your mind mentally to drain you is gone. and just put all the money back into your business and focus on that.
Yeah.
I swear that's the shit I think about all the time. Like I'm reluctant to raise my reoccurring
Bills.
expenses. I'll buy some one-time shit. If I buy a watch, that's one time.
It's
You know,
done.
buy some clothes one time. Buy some fucking diamonds, jewelry, shit is one time. But like to raise your recurring expenses, then it's like, you know, I just there's no amount of money you can't fuck up.
Yeah.
So
There's no amount of money you can't fuck up.
remember the whole Bitcoin boom?
Yeah.
You guys are going crazy in the clubs, buying cars. So buddy of mine owns a dealership here in Fort Lauderdale, right?
Mm-hmm.
And actually, you know it. And what happened was they would buy cars every month. Like they would buy like this car, that car. I'm like, damn, these niggas are balling.
Yeah,
But you know the problem though? When the money slowed down,
when the money slow down.
that bill is still there. So that now you're cooked because you got to pay all these bills and the money slowed down.
Every business is going to have ups and downs.
Yeah.
Like, you know, every business is going to have ups and downs seasons. That's why most businesses don't last more than 5 years, right? Because they can't outmatch the seasons, you know, like, and then to do it for decades is super hard because there's a recession on average every 10 years, and most businesses don't survive that shit, right? So you got to always protect the downside. You get what I'm saying? Like, always protect the downside.
You know who's the smartest person I know
Yeah.
in the industry
Me.
right now?
No, it's not, if it's not me, besides me, who is it?
Well, indirectly it would be you, but it's really Myron because
Oh.
you mentored
Yeah.
him.
Yeah,
Because
that's me. Yeah.
He doesn't spend money,
Mm-hmm.
saves it, put it in real estate, stocks, and crypto, and has low expenses.
No, he's doing it right because he's only been Myron's been rich for like what 5 years.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I mean, I guess it's relative. So for me, right, like making 130K per year for me, even back then, I would consider that a lot of money.
You feel yeah.
Because my expenses were so low.
Yeah,
right?
that's the thing.
It's like even when I was working for the government, I was like not spending that much money anyway. you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm just like I think materialism is like one of the worst things that we have in Western society. I think it's really bad. Now, like, I think there's ways to go about it. Like, the way you go about it is really fucking smart, where you have 5 different accounts.
Yeah,
And then you have, which I'd like for you to explain to them how you do it, actually.
Yeah,
Because there
for
are some
sure.
people here that want to niggify, which is fine.
Yeah.
But the way you do it is really smart. Like, where it's
Yeah.
like, yo, I have multiple accounts, and then I have an account where this money goes in, where it's like literally just expendable income.
Yo, you know,
expendable income.
I didn't start flexing.
Oh, yeah. I know. When I met
Bro,
you weren't flexing.
I wasn't flexing. I didn't start flexing until I had
Come on,
enough
bro.
assets.
You were flexing.
No.
bro.
When I met him, he wasn't.
Not
Bro.
in like 2018.
When I met him, he was wearing rubber bands and Apple Watches. He
But
wasn't
Myron,
flexing even
He's
back
flexing
then.
his muscles. Come on, bro.
Ah,
Come on, bro.
yeah.
You can't say you're flexing.
Okay. Yeah. But when I met Brandon, like
when
in
the soldier
2018,
strikes again.
when I met Brandon in 2018, he was very like Apple, basically.
Yeah.
But he was at the end of that curve at that point. Then you started balling like right
you
after
know,
that.
when the assets pay for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that, because, you know, rich dad, poor dad, right?
Yeah.
Like, I read that when I was 19. I was like, okay, your assets have to pay for your luxury,
Yeah.
right? Because then you can do it all the time.
Yeah.
You don't have to stop. You know what I'm saying? But if you
Ball
if you-
forever.
exactly. But if you use
You're the only
earned
person I
income-
know that's put a system on it where it'll never fuck you. You're the only person I know that's done it.
Yeah, I invest 50% of every dollar I make.
Damn.
You know, my dad told me to do that. You know, when I was in high school. And I was like, "Is that what you do?" He was like, "Nah," but I want to make sure you don't. But it's like I saw why he said it. He was telling me to do this because he fucked up, right? And then, you know, that was part of the reason why he ended up like taking his life. Like, he lost everything, and, you know, all types of shit, right? And
So 50% automatically is going into
Yeah,
the thing. Like, it's coming in
investments,
because I
yeah.
know all your money comes in one account, which I did that
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And then 50% goes immediately to investing.
investing,
And
yeah.
then the other 50, it goes to where?
and then so like 30% of the income is what you live off of.
Okay.
Right, and then the numbers change depending on where you at, right? But I like 30% because it's like it's
And when we say that, are we talking food, your rent?
everything,
Electricity?
rent, food, electric bills, right? So you immediately realize, but you got to make more
Yeah.
money.
To use that 30%.
Yeah, you got to make more money. If you're only gonna live on 30% of your income, you got to make more money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously.
Also, inflation, prices are going up.
Yeah,
cost of
you know,
living.
right, it's not gonna hit you like that fast in a year, right? But that's where the investments come from. Because if you're investing money, inflation helps you.
It
You
does.
get what I'm saying? Like, if you have investments, then inflation is a good thing. You think this shit is happening on accident?
No.
You think the fucking smartest people in the world are just letting this shit happen?
Yeah.
Aren't letting this shit happen?
Oh, yeah.
Because they invest it, right? When inflation goes up, motherfucking the
Like
prices
real
of your
estate's a
assets
perfect
go up.
example. Like real estate, one of my favorite hedges against inflation.
Yeah.
Because because the money that you owe on it goes down in value because you secured a mortgage on that property, and then the value of it goes up. So what ends up happening is like over a period of time, the equity in the home is a lot of times will be worth more than what you owe on it.
You can call it like a forced saving account.
So if you
Kind
know
of
that,
force.
do you think that the motherfuckers in charge don't want?
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
They know what it is.
They know what it is. You know.
So, but yeah, so 30% is a really good. So that's the barometer. Like people should strive for that.
30 to 40. You know what I'm saying? So these numbers are like, you know, you strive for 30. You know.
No, that's good because then basically you should be able to pay your rent and everything 3 times over.
Yeah.
That's what people. So I think for people logistically when they're looking here, okay, well 30% kind of personify that for me. Okay, we should be able to pay for your living expenses and your rent 3 times over. That means that you make more than enough and you're in a good position to invest.
Yeah.
right.
And then you got, you know, about like, let's call it like 10%, 5 to 10%.
So 50 goes in, 30 for living. So now you got 20 left.
Yeah, you got 20 left, right? So maybe like 15%, let's call it 15% for taxes. Now, if you got a job, some of that tax is coming out.
Yeah.
But you still want to put 50% because let's say you got a business as well. So you want to keep some of the money that you can write some of this shit off, and you might not be profitable your first year. So, you know what I'm saying? You might not pay no taxes on your business, right? You know?
Yeah.
And so it really just depends. And then when you have a business, you can write shit off, you know, and depending on the state you live in, that percentage might have to be more.
Yep.
You know, or depending on what kind of
New York,
write-offs you
California,
have. Yeah.
shit like that. Yep.
Yeah, that's why I left New York.
Yep. Was the taxes were getting
The
crazy,
taxes is the number one reason I left New York.
Damn.
right? Yeah. New York
Can't
State
imagine,
tax
bro.
is not. Yeah, bro. It's
And
bad.
Manhattan has this tax. Yeah, there's another tax if you live in Manhattan. Is a city
What?
tax. Yeah.
So you're getting taxed by the feds, then you get taxed by the state, and then the city taxes you for being in Manhattan in particular.
Yeah.
Is there a Queens or Brooklyn tax or no?
Nah, man.
Manhattan.
Yeah, I mean, the tax for living in Brooklyn is living in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's gotten better now, though. I was shocked.
Oh yeah, it's
gotten a lot better now, but
man.
yeah.
You won't like the reason why.
Oh,
You won't like it.
yeah, I know why.
I think it's cool.
We're comedians, by the way.
Yeah, that's true.
You won't like the reason why.
This is a comedy skit.
Yeah, but
Understandable. But no, I think New York is
and then,
32, man.
I love New
I
York.
like New York.
I love New York, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to, you know, back in Dykeman, Washington Heights, they call me, you know what I'm saying, Papi Negro. You know what I'm saying? Keto Suave. You know what I'm saying? Me and they, you know, say, que lo que. But
You said what's up in Dominican?
Yeah, I did not
slang.
know that there's a Manhattan tax, though.
yeah,
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. So then you have like 5% just for balling.
Yeah.
Just for fucking ball, like spending on some dumb shit is like a reward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 5 to 10%. You know, depending on how much you put aside for taxes. You know, just for balling.
Okay.
And
So if you make $10K a month, basically, you're putting like $500
yeah,
away
exactly
for fun.
Right. So if you
Where
want
you're
to buy
making
some,
10K a month, guys.
exactly right. So that motivated me, right?
Yeah.
So like, let's say
Because
I want-
500 ain't that much when you're making 10.
Let's say
Like,
I wanted to
you gotta
buy
make way more.
Let's say I wanted to buy a new outfit that costs like $500. You know, I want to get some new J's. This is back in the day. I wanted to get some J's and maybe some other shit. You know, I got to spend $500. That means I set a goal. Okay, I know I got to make 10 bands.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like it will push me
Gotcha.
to make
Yeah.
more money. You get what I'm saying? If you put those kind of restrictions on it, but the reason, but also
It's good mental.
right, it's a reframe.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, I the shit I want to buy costs $500. I got to make 10 bands. So I get it. But remember, we're investing half the money we make.
Yeah.
Right? So that forces me to invest $5,000.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
You see how that works?
It goes
Yeah.
into an account that you don't even.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And that was really. I mean, that's one of the reasons. You know, I see people talking about, man, they fucking go broke. You're either influencers
Of course,
or
yeah.
fucking even business people, and that was one of the things that kept me afloat because it's been down times.
Of course. Yeah.
But it don't look like there's down times.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like, okay, boom, I got all these investments I was able to pull from. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, my dad didn't.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You know
At
what I'm
what
saying?
age did you learn this? What age were you when you learned this? Because
You know, a lot of shit was my dad was telling me shit to do that he didn't do. Like he was telling me all his mistakes. So a lot of people don't know this. I got sent away to military school. We grew up on the south side of Chicago, like super poor and shit, right? And I got sent away to military school, and I was like one of the only like broke kids there. It was on some like affirmative action shit. They needed another nigga up in there, and I guess they looked at me and said close enough. Yeah. And
the black token.
Yeah, so I was up there, man. You know, and when we were struggling, like mom ain't have a car, none of that shit, you know. But when I went to military school, around that time, his business started to take off. He was working on his business the whole time, right? Struggling. It then started to take off.
Sales, right? Or...
Yeah, he had an insurance claims business, but he did all the sales, right?
Gotcha.
And he ran it. He started to take off. And by the time I graduated from high school, he was making $3 million a year.
Wow.
Adjusted for inflation, this is in 2000.
Yeah.
So adjusted for inflation, that'd have been $8 million.
Yeah.
And I didn't experience it because I was gone, right? I knew it happened. So because I knew it happened, anything this nigga told me, you know what I'm saying? Like I saw him come up. So anything, and remember, this nigga was a street nigga, right? He ain't have no high school diploma. He was an orphan. He ain't know his parents, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's a real Chicago street nigga. And like straight up, like I ain't no other way to say it. And then I didn't experience none of the wealth, but I knew it happened, right? Because I was at military school. Then I went to college, Howard University. By the time I graduated from college, he lost all the money, then killed himself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Because the depression that hit in like 07, 08,
well,
right?
It was like he lost all the money, right? And then he got fucking bad. Like he wasn't mentally right, and then he killed himself in 07. Like, but because
he lost it before the depression hit.
Well, before the recession, because it was
recession, excuse me.
You know, so but there was like signs of that before. Like some people were doing bad, like small business and shit were already doing bad.
Yeah,
so you get what I'm saying?
He knew it was coming.
I mean, it came to him. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if he knew a fucking recession was coming, but he knew that his shit was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he ain't see no way out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So you know that kind of just taught me, okay, just because you get rich, don't mean you can't fuck it up. So we started back from zero. He didn't leave us no money. He ain't had no money. There was nothing left. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even fit the nigga's shoes, right? So my feet are bigger.
Where did all the money go? Like, what did he spend it on? Like,
man, yo, you know some real shit? So he...
Like, $30 million and back then is a lot of money, bro.
Here's the thing. This is what I want everybody listening, because some of y'all are going to come up. So if y'all watching this shit and y'all listening to this and y'all taking action, some of y'all are going to come up.
Yeah.
If you start... sometimes people come up and they stop doing the things that got them there.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And they start indulging in the fruits of their labor.
Yeah.
You know, and right, you can go too far, right? So now you're not doing the shit that got you there, so you're not moving forward, and then you indulging in other shit, you know, and
compound effect.
Gambling, you know, fucking who knows what else, you know what I'm saying?
Drugs, all that stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that when they move here.
He wasn't fucking with drugs, but I seen it with other people. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, there's no amount of money you can't fuck up, right? So that's why I still work hard.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like, one, I enjoy it. I enjoy what I do, right? But like that shit's back in my mind. Like my dad made it and then lost it.
Yeah.
And anyone could do it. Like Allen Iverson went broke. He fucked up like $300 million or something crazy.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mike Tyson made like $300 million, lost it all. Like there's no amount of money you can't fuck up.
Yeah.
Like straight up, there's no amount of money. $300 million Mike Tyson lost, went broke, bankrupt, had to start over.
And that's 90s money. So that's like double now.
This motherfucker was living in Washington Heights. He went from being $3 million to broke, living with this chick I know in Washington Heights, her and her grandma.
Bro.
No bullshit. Mike Tyson, he was living in the Heights.
Dude,
and then he came up again, you know?
There was an after party after the Bitcoin conference in Vegas. Went to Mike Tyson's old house. Bro. Fucking mega mansion, bro.
No,
dude, I'm gonna cost an arm and leg.
Oh yeah, the one with the tigers that he used to have. Yeah,
bro. That's his expenses were so high, bro. I can't imagine like doing.
Yeah, he had a house in Farmington. I remember 50 Cent bought it.
Yeah, even 50 was like, "Yo, man, this shit's too expensive."
Yeah, 50 got rid of it. 50 got rid of it too, and I was like, "Why the fuck would you want to live in Farmington, Connecticut?" But that's all. But you know, that's crazy, bro.
For the story, I own the house that he owned.
Yeah, no amount of money you can't fuck up. So that's why, like, to Fresh's point, like one-time things I'll buy, right? Like watches, and also like. If shit hits the fan, I can get money for my watch. I can get money for my jewelry because you know what I'm saying. I can get if shit hits the fan,
something.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like my boy Jeremy says, it's like parking money, like parking cash and watches.
Yeah.
Right, and a lot of times watches, like luxury watches, will appreciate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You buy the right one for sure.
If you buy the right watch, and if you don't do shit to it, it'll appreciate. So it's sometimes with inflation or even better, like the right watch. Right watch at the right time, like any investment, right? And so I look at this shit like parking money.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think the part that's so difficult for people is like taking 50% of their income and assuming that's not even there. That's just going to be saved and used for other endeavors to build wealth, whether it would be real estate or stocks or whatever. I know that you trade.
Yeah,
right?
I trade and I invest.
You trade and
invest
invest.
inside. Yeah.
So,
But what Brandon does is very smart. After he made his money and his status, so to speak, his network is actually very powerful. Derek Moneyberg, Jeremy, they all have like money themselves.
Network, yeah.
Yeah. So he's staying up to date because he knows what to do with his money. Invest into stocks, do the puts and do the trading.
Yeah.
And then, of course, market with Jeremy.
I'm laughing at some of this shit. No, it's T.I. It's an old picture of T.I.
Yeah, from like
shit.
04 and shit.
Damn.
Yeah. So,
Yo, man, listen. T.I. one of my favorite rappers. Man. I used to listen back when I was hustling. I was riding around listening to that trap music album. It was the soundtrack.
way back.
Two artists I know that killed it after their career. Like, they made it really big after from the lawsuits, T.I. and Florida. They won a lot of money.
Who did
Yo,
T.I.
Flo Rida.
sue?
Flo Rida came up. He got $100 million from Celsius.
I know
bro.
Celsius, but what did T.I. do? Who did he sue?
He sued some fucking toy
These
brand.
People copied his kids' images
shit.
and put it on toys.
Like he had
shit.
like this
Trademark.
this kid group,
Oh,
and they fucking stole that. They copied that shit,
I did not know that.
and then he sued them for
Yeah.
infringement.
So imagine
100 mil.
you got your money from the rap game. You could have fucked it up. Could have made the money. Who knows what? Then you got money from your actual songs. You could sell. Sell the catalogs or whatever. But if you don't fuck that up, you got money from this lawsuit. Think you good for life. You
Chelsea got 30M. She got 20 from Diddy. Cassie.
She's the victim.
Oh yeah,
She got 20 from Diddy.
She's the victim, man.
And then, this came out in court. She got 10 million from Intercontinental.
From the video.
And the thing is, because they asked her, the defense, bro, they were cooking on the stand. They're like, hey, what other, legal situations you got going on? Do you have any other pending lawsuits? And she was like, no. And like, oh, really? Is it not true that you sent an order to Intercontinental and received 10 million from them? And it was like the week of the trial.
Oh shit.
And she was like, yes, it is true. And they're like, yeah, what'd you do? And she was like, yeah, we sent a legal demand. And basically, they didn't want it to hit the news, so they just gave her the 10M and like called it a day.
Wow. Oh shit.
So she got 30 million total.
Strong-armed them.
And because what they did was they said, oh yeah, you were having, because they were trying to go the lane of you were having financial trouble. That's why you had to move back to Connecticut with your husband, with your family to New London. And is it not true that you had a music tour set up? And she was like, yeah. And basically she got the 20 million from Diddy. Then the Fed started their case right after that. And then on top of that, she got another 10 million from Intercontinental and she canceled her music tour.
Damn.
And then came out in court and I was like, oh shit.
But hold on. Don't forget, she's a victim.
Yeah, of course.
Man, she used to fuck this dude I know, man.
Yeah.
No, just straight up, this dude, Ryan Leslie. I knew Ryan in New York. I mean, I met him a few times. We weren't like boys and shit, right? But I knew Ryan and
Ryan Leslie.
Yeah,
He's one of the most profound music producers.
Oh no, they dated, bro.
Yeah, she was
They were
dating
together
him. She was dating him. Yeah,
He introduced her to Diddy.
He discovered her. Yeah,
He
and
introduced her to
and
Diddy.
Diddy
Yeah,
was
he was-
like,
yeah, he was her manager. Yeah,
you know what?
He took her.
Yeah.
Get that.
I
Get
forgot
over
I
here.
had a brain for it. Yeah, Ryan Leslie is the guy that introduced. Yeah, he came up
Yeah.
during the thing. They were together for 3 years, bro.
Yeah.
Nigga, she's been around the industry, bro.
Right.
Of course.
K. Cudi, Ryan,
Of course, yeah.
Diddy, some other names that we won't name here. But
Well, we all know that because escorts and shit.
yeah.
Like she admitted on trial, like 30 of them that she had sex with.
Nigga,
Because Diddy will sit there
bro,
watching.
she wanted this shit, bro. She wanted
She
this
was.
shit.
y'all
For
y'all
sure.
see that? Y'all see that interview
Which one?
with the nigga named the Punisher?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I was there when he gave his testimony, bro. Yo,
You was there? Where?
I was at the trial.
In New York.
You was in New York for the trial?
I was there for a few weeks.
I saw you there.
Yeah, I was
saw
gonna go this week, but we just got too much shit going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was there for the first couple weeks of the trial, bro. Like, yeah, the nigga was there. He wrote a book called "In Search of Freezer Meat" because he had erectile dysfunction. And
Right.
the lawyer asked him, "Why is your book called In Search of Freezer Meat?" And he was like, "Because I'm trying to, get hard." He said that shit on the stand, bro. Everyone's like, "What the fuck?" Bro, it's clown world shit, man.
Yo, man, the nigga named the Punisher, man.
Yo, he called it something.
You know what I'm
funny.
saying?
They asked him how he got that nickname, though. He said he got it on the basketball court. That's what he claimed. He got it on the basketball court.
Oh man.
But yeah, he has erectile dysfunction, and he couldn't like get it up.
Damn, that's sad, bro. Imagine being black, you can't use your dick.
And he told the story of like how he got like fired. Basically, is like Diddy was like watching him smash Cassie, and I guess he got so excited he came in and like threw a condom. Said, "Yeah, I'm ready to watch you bang her now," and he said he couldn't like get a hard on after that, and he had never used condoms before, so like it kind of threw him off, and he couldn't perform that day, and they never called him back.
Oh shit.
Crazy,
Yo,
he did an interview with Cameron. Cameron said, "Hey, how's that pussy though?
What's that pussy like?"
What?
I was like, but Cameron's one of them guys. Niggas on the block, barbershop, they want to know.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
nigga, was that pussy good or not?
Yeah.
It's like, I get
bro,
away.
he was like, yeah, but how's that pussy though? And I was like, what the fuck? It came out of nowhere.
Left wheel.
I was like, this is the most nigga shit ever.
Yeah.
But it was funny though.
Yeah, it's funny, man. You know what I'm saying?
Barbershop talk.
the nigga Punisher, the Punisher said he got like 2 bands. Fuck Cassie.
Yeah, the first
Smash.
time, yeah, the first time. And then every other time. Because the reason why is because he was a stripper. So she called him, he was supposed to show up for a bachelorette party.
Yeah.
He thought he was going to do like a 20-minute tease and leave.
Yeah.
He shows up and she's wearing like a wig and shit.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh yeah, my husband's here. And yo, the way he told the story was crazy. Basically, it's a dark room. There's like candles lit and everything. And she's like, look, you know, it's not a bachelorette party. It's going to be like us rubbing baby oil on each other. And like my husband's going to be in the back watching. the first time he showed up. And they're sitting there rubbing baby oil on each other. And like he sees like a dude walk in naked with a veil, whacking off. And he's like, what the fuck? And mind you, it's dark in there. So he don't know what's going on. He can see it from the peripheral of his eyes.
Yo.
And Cassie told him, like, yo, don't look like Adam. Just like, you know,
Don't look at this nigga beating off with a mask on.
Yo, I'm serious, bro. Could
The
you
nigga
imagine?
beating off with a mask on in the corner. Don't look at him.
Bro.
What the
But here's the
fuck,
thing.
man?
The crazy part is like, he's sitting there with the baby oil and the candles and it's dim in there, right? And she's like, they're doing it too. Because like, that's what he wanted. He wanted them glistening and shit. And like, out of the corner of his eye, because she's like, he's going to come in. Don't acknowledge him, whatever. Out of the corner of his eye, he just sees some nigga walk in like, bro, could you imagine? Like, fucking, some dude comes in with like the fuck, with a veil. He said he came in with like a veil. He just comes in and just like, just walk in and it's just like.
What the fuck?
Could you imagine, bro?
Oh, God,
Could you
bro.
imagine, bro? It's dark and you see some nigga naked
here's
with a
the-
veil on coming in whacking off.
And then you see his Diddy. You're like, what the fuck?
Well, he didn't know
He
until
didn't know
a
he
year
did.
later.
After.
Like a year later,
You
bro.
just-
He
Damn.
found
That's
out
what he.
from the
That's
hotel.
what he said, man. You know, he might just not want to get his car bombed. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yo, cause Diddy, like Diddy's a wild boy, but it's like there's like a lot of stories in New York of him like
Doing stuff.
like fucking people up, man.
Bad
Like-
boy.
Yeah, like really like
I
on
believe
some,
it.
on some like real gangster shit, like fucking people up.
Yeah.
Like Nas talked about it. You know, like you ever see the "Hate Me Now" video?
Yeah.
Where like they on the cross.
Yeah.
Diddy was seeing that shit. Like, I don't want that to come out the video. And his manager put that shit out. I ain't snitching. Nas said it in a song and shit.
Okay.
But Diddy didn't want that shit coming out, and his Nas's manager put that shit out anyway. They went in his office and fucked him up, man. He had to go to the hospital. Dude named Steve Stout. It's like
Oh, I know Steve
there's
Stout.
like tons of stories about
I met
like
him
Diddy
before.
like fucking people up.
He's big in the industry too, by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Steve Stout.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you this. He did a really good job of paying people off, getting shit removed, because on the trial, a lot of like, just like that, violent acts come out of, you know, him, he heard Suge Knight was at like a fucking diner down the street. They're in the middle of a
He's
freak
about
off.
to run down on Suge Knight.
Bro, yeah.
You hear
Niggas were in
story-
the middle of a freak off. They stopped. Take off the baby oil.
This
Put
is-
the mask on and ran in there.
Think about that. Just put this in context.
about this.
You hear other stories about people running when Suge Knight come.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This motherfucker saw Suge Knight and started running towards him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right? Like that. I'm just saying, like in New York, there's like we knew he was on some fruity shit, but he was like a fucking gangster.
Don't mess with him.
A gangster gang.
But that makes him even more dangerous because he has something to hide. So it's like it's even more. He has to bring up the force and the intimidation even more so to make sure people don't spread rumors and shit.
Nah, it wasn't a game, man.
Yeah.
You know, I met this motherfucker once, right?
Really?
Yeah. So like,
Bro, he's so different now, man.
You know what
White
I'm saying?
hair.
yeah.
He's not that tall.
Who?
All white
So
hair.
I'll tell you the story.
Diddy.
So I used to be with a modeling agency at one point. You know what I'm saying? In
Uh-oh.
New York, right? Yes, I one of the big ones.
They
And
hire
I
you?
did. They had the Sean John, the brand, right?
Yeah.
So they hired me to do like this show, this
Oh,
Sean
hell
John
nah,
shit.
bro.
And then they had me in a suit, right? They put me in the suit. They tailored it to me. It was cool. And then
What year is this? Early 2000s?
yeah, somewhere maybe it might have been like 2006 2006, 2000, right, something like that. And then after it, I asked the casting director, I was like, yo, can I keep the suit? Y'all tailored it to me, man. Motherfuckers can't just, you can't just sell some shit like this. Motherfuckers ain't built like this. And then she said, all right, let me go ask Diddy. And she went across the room and she was like, I saw you talking to him. And then he looks at me and he goes, I had to give the suit back. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I ain't never talked to him, but thankfully, that's the only encounter I ever had with dude. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yo, that's wild though.
Could have given the suit away, bro.
I was just like, man, what y'all gonna do with this shit?
He said, if I ain't smashing, you ain't having it.
Yeah.
God
Bro.
damn, bro.
You know, it's just weird because, you know, in the early 2000s, like, this dude was on top, bro. You couldn't avoid this guy anywhere.
Pause.
Well, pause. Yeah, man. I didn't even look at it like that. I meant as in, like, he was everywhere. Like, MTV. This is before social media. Like, all these young people are like, who is Diddy? And I'm like, bro, like, 20, 30 years ago, man, this dude was everywhere, bro.
So imagine having that much power, right? That much access.
He was untouchable.
And control.
Yeah.
I mean, you might get bored. I mean, I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not excusing his action. I'm just saying, like, having that much power and control, bro. You're like, fuck this shit. I'm gonna do some wild shit. Maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why he does it though. It's kind of weird.
Hey, man, listen.
Very weird.
Me neither, man. How these motherfuckers gonna get some more money, though?
Yeah, fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
Enough about Diddy.
We're gonna do some.
Yeah,
chat
so,
and then call.
guys, get your questions in, by the way.
Oh, yeah, they can ask us questions, right?
Yeah.
Instead of Chat GPT, we got Chat BBC. You know what I'm saying? Get some real nigga questions,
There
man.
you go.
All right, so get some questions in, guys, and we're going to go ahead and obviously do a Zoom call as well
Yes.
with you guys after this. Shout out to Mr. Carter.
You are by far one of my favorite guests on the show. Super funny, inspiring. Much respect, big dog. Always, thank you, FNF. You guys are awesome.
There's a lot of truth in that statement, man. Shout out to you, brother. You know what I'm saying?
All right. We got the Dark King. It's not me this time. What's up, guys? Just wanted to show some love to Brandon. You're the reason I have 2 jobs.
Come on. Yo, hold on. A lot of motherfuckers been saying, because I've been telling them, yo, if you broke, man, get a second job. You do that shit for like a year, you won't be broke no more.
The 80
Right?
hours is a good one.
That's what I'm
because,
saying.
A lot of you guys will just work one full-time job.
Yeah.
Bro, that's not enough, man.
Not enough.
You got to be doing more.
I get a lot of messages like this, man. I'm sorry, you can finish reading it. I just want to say, like, I get a lot of messages, motherfuckers telling me, yo, I saw that, and now I came up, man. It really helped me out, you know, straight up. Get another job, man. I had 4 jobs when I was struggling during the recession, bro.
There you go.
Yeah, like making 6 figures is possible for anybody. It really
Bro,
is.
I
You're
made
gonna have
6
to lose
figures.
free time, but
Yeah, you sacrifice the bullshit. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't sacrifice sleep. I didn't sacrifice working out. I sacrificed the bullshit, though. Like, I wasn't playing no video games. I ain't seen no movies them
no
years.
girls,
No
none of that
drinking.
shit.
No drinking, no. I didn't watch fucking basketball, football, and I'm black, right? So you know how difficult that was for me. I'm genetically predisposed to liking that shit, right?
Yeah.
But I just sacrifice, because if you can't sacrifice for your goals, then the goals become the sacrifice.
Damn.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
think watching sports, man, like probably one of the worst things you could do as a brokey.
Yeah, if you broke, man, like, yo, listen,
Bro, how many guys just sit there and spend hours watching sports, bro?
it's escapism, right? And I understand it, but it's like, yo, do you want to come up or not? Like, if you don't want to come up, then that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, like, I get it. Like, if you don't want to come up, you just gonna be a regular nigga doing regular shit till you die, then that's fine, right?
Yeah.
Just you might got to make peace with that.
Yep.
But like, if you trying to come up, man, then you got to like put your foot on the gas, man.
Yeah, and honestly, bro, I think sports is one of the worst ways to spend your time, bro. Like, it's just like, you know, you better at least be working if you're gonna be fucking doing that shit.
Yeah.
But what else do we got here?
Oh, we never finished this shit. My fault.
We didn't finish it from before? No, I think we read it.
Nah, I cut him off after the first sentence.
Okay. I'm 21, working at Amazon and Royal Farms, and also I cut grass on the side. Good.
Yeah.
Also, thank you, Fresh Myron and Mo and Bills, for the cashback credit card stream. My current credit score is 759. Good work. But that's only
good.
because of my parents. I don't have a credit card of my own yet, so that video helped a lot. I'm thinking I'm getting either the Wells Fargo Active Cash or the Citibank Double Cash credit card. Yeah, bro. Get one of those or get both if you want.
Yeah, man.
You know, cashback credit cards, you got to have at least one of those. DripCon says, if you think a chick attractive on IG, but you don't live in the same state or even the same country, how do you actually make the move if there's no realistic chance of you bumping into her in real life? Bro, this is where you got to have a very good Instagram account, bro. And we talk about that in DMs on Demand, but, you know, if you don't got a good Instagram account, bro, like, you're cooked.
Also, you gotta fly her out, bro.
Yeah,
That's
man.
your best bet.
Yeah, man. Use them points. You
the points.
ain't got to pay for it.
But
man.
there's
Just
a way
use
you
them
got to go
points.
about it. Like, we've been thinking about potentially doing something for y'all, covering this shit, because a lot of you guys fucked this shit up. But we might do something for you guys to cover that.
Yeah.
Do you start off engaging with her profile, like, commenting, pick stories, or do you just straight up, first, this is your question, bro, just Instagram shit?
Yeah, so back in the day, guys, the biggest thing was having the appeal. and the status. But nowadays, it's more like not really the message, it's messenger. Because with being the messenger that they want to be around, for example, with the lifestyle, that guy, they're going to respond to you. You can even put emoji, you can put some dumb shit, they're going to respond. But if your page sucks, no response at all, bro. You're ghosted. So I would say don't comment, don't like, just send a DM, but you have to have that page that's good for what she needs. So.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't been single in a long time, but I remember like before when not everybody can get the verification shit.
Ooh.
Man, that shit was powerful.
That was powerful back in the day, bro.
That shit was my nigga. That shit was like having a fucking magic wand.
Yeah, that shit was hard to get. It used to be you can only get it like you had to actually be either like a celebrity or you had to have like real articles on you. It was not easy to get a old verification.
Man, when I got that shit, you know what I'm saying? It was like
that shit, nigga.
Everything was different, you know?
Bruh. Takeover was real.
That's when I met my girl. when I had that shit, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
I don't know if I'd be with her if I had that.
The power.
The bit. Now any asshole can get it.
Yeah.
Any nigga with $20 can get a verification.
Bullshit. They should honestly. I think they should be like separating it. Like it should be like
a gold,
gold one if it's real or
real
blue
nigga
or something.
verification.
Yeah. Versus
I just bought the shit verification.
Like Twitter, if you're a government official, like it's gray. Like they should do something like that where it's like gray for government official, blue for actual celebrity verified individual, then maybe like yellow for regular
black
person.
if you were a real nigga.
Something like that.
Real nigga verification.
Yeah. Like they should like have it though.
Something.
But what else we got? DPG says Mexican Flag Cartel is marching on the LAPD right now. Crazy in LA. If you live out there in the failed state, fellas, get your money up and get your rear end to Texas or Florida. We don't play that out here. Yeah, bro.
Bro.
What's going on? I covered that shit earlier. Bro, absolutely cooked, man. Cooked.
Yo, I don't know why anybody would live in. Yo, that's the worst.
California sucks,
worst
bro.
place in America.
Bro, worst by far. And
I don't
LA
even
is
like
the
to
worst.
visit, bro.
Same.
Nah.
Bro, we go there and we get out.
the fuck out.
Bro, we do not sit there and sightsee none of that shit, bro. We do our interviews and get the fuck
we
out,
understood
man.
the culture of LA, how it's run by gangs. Nigga, I'm good, bro. I'm not sure, nigga. I'm a civilian, bro. Get me out of here.
Fuck out of here, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Listen.
That shit trash.
And it like it's like you can't really have a legal firearm there.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, they make it hell for you to get a gun out there, bro. So you can't even defend yourself against these fucking.
But the criminals have guns, though. Criminals have guns.
They always do.
Knives,
Florida,
everything.
man, I walk around like Black John Wick. You know,
Yeah.
Jamal Wick.
Florida, you good, but like, bro, Jamal Wick. What else do we got here? Hey, FNF, real estate question here. If I'm unable to find a good multifamily deal to house hack in my area, would you recommend getting a single family, living in it for a year, then turning it into a rental? Then I can use the HELOC to get another property. Yeah, you could do that, man. Because the thing is, right now, with the interest rates are really high, so it's tough to find good deals. As you guys know, I got a couple houses this year, but like it was a fucking pain in the ass to find them, dude. I don't know if I'll be able to do another deal for the rest of this year because interest rates are trash, bro.
Terrible.
So, yeah, man, it's you just got to be real militant, keep looking, and you know, having a single family home and then house hacking it, there's nothing wrong with that. Just you got to deal with. You're gonna eat the cost though for the first year.
And then when you house hacking, like if something's wrong with that unit,
you gotta pay for it.
You right there, nigga.
Yeah,
it's not like my units or your units. You know,
it's his house.
It's another motherfuckers don't even know who I am, who their landlord is. You know what I'm saying? But like,
you know what's scary though? Imagine buying a property and it's roof damage. You got to repair. And it's your first property. You're still young.
Well, you've house hacked before.
Yeah, bro,
you can talk about it.
They call it being house poor, where you get property by skinning your teeth. You're in it, and you're like, all right, cool, this is awesome. But then Murphy's knocking. Murphy's law. Oh shit, you're in the house now. Problems. And before you call your landlord, brother, the fridge is not working.
Yeah,
the stove ain't working. Fix this shit, nigga.
Nah.
Hold on, this is my shit now.
Yeah, you did.
Yo, nigga, wake up. You gotta fix this shit.
Yeah.
So it's tough, bro. It's tough sometimes. So have reserves for sure for your property because things will go wrong and they can.
Yeah, you have to, bro.
Yeah.
What else do we got?
And we'll do a Zoom call after this as well for the guys in CastleClub. Zoom call.
Zoom call. Guys, sale right now, CC17. Get in there.
Yep.
Price point that you will not get again.
Facts.
For a very long time.
This is a good comment right here. There's a lot of truth in this.
Is a cool ass dude. And the kind of brother who's impossible to hate. Pause. Sorry about your dad, bro. And shout out to you, brother, man.
Hey, thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
He's kind of funny sometimes. Inflation. W stream earlier. Did I miss Brandon saying what felt me? They've been with FNF.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Not this stream. He didn't say this stream. every other stream said.
Nah, they did. You know, here's the thing is, man, winners are always gonna win. So like, if Myron didn't meet me and shit, he'd have found another way to win. Winners are gonna win. I'm happy that I could help be a catalyst.
For the government, bro.
Word?
I'll be honest. I probably would have stayed with the government because I like the job a lot. So
Yeah.
I probably would have stayed, but. You know, I liked it, so it was a lot of fun. It was a good time, but now it's just getting crazy, bro. It might not be good to be a government employee now.
Man, listen, man. Now you do whatever. Now you do whatever you want.
Yeah,
you do some and some shit I don't want you to do. You do it too. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. You know. Listen, guys, if y'all want to learn how to grow your online fitness business the way Myron did, there's a free ebook called The 10 Commandments of Online Training. Links in the description.
Top of the description, ninjas.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
By the way,
it give you the information you need. You know, see if it's right for you because you might read and be like, this is not the path. You know, but at least you'll understand. You can cross this off your list of potential paths.
There's a lot of things in there for like just running an online business in general, like social media marketing, whatever. Like even if you don't want to start a fitness business, like a lot of stuff in here, like will teach you like how to get an online business going. Right?
It's very applicable to a lot of different things, especially service-based businesses for sure.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
And growing your social media and advertising on there and everything else like that.
Yeah.
So.
DBG to get the 50 subs.
Shout out to you,
bro.
DBG. Appreciate you, my friend.
But I can't imagine being a trainer and having like to train in person clients. That must be annoying sometimes.
You know, it's actually.
Well, that's why I teach them online.
Yeah,
it was actually kind of gratifying. Like I've been a trainer since I was 16, right? So we talking about like fucking 20, 25 years, 26 years. You know, of being a trainer, and it's gratifying. It's just not financially rewarding.
Yeah,
you know, it's cool to actually see people change. But like once I learned how you can get like results, sometimes better results in person. I mean, get better results online than you can in person. It was like, oh, then I'll just do this. Then you can help more people.
You can scale.
Charge them less, right? And make a better income for yourself, right? So it's pretty dope, man. Like I think online training is a better service. Like sometimes trainers would be like reluctant to do it because like, man, what about their form? I got to help them with their form. It's like, no, nigga. It's like, diet is the most important thing. Yeah. Right? You can't out-train a bad diet, but you can out-diet bad training. Right? So like what I teach my students to focus on, like give them the workout plan, give them the custom diet plan, but now your job is to make sure they do it and they follow it. And if they follow it, they're going to get great results. Like diet's the most important part. You know?
Said.
Yeah.
All right. Any more chats on those?
So do we want to answer a couple of calls, a couple of answers on the phone, and then go to CastleClub?
Chat BBC.
Gotta be quick because we got the girls here. So
all right, let's take like 3 questions on the phone lines then.
Cool.
Take a few. We're gonna fire up the phone lines for you guys right now.
Oh, we call it the phone lines.
And then we're gonna call the Nigga Ramsey show. You guys can ask questions.
Nathan says, Fresh, Fit, and Brandon, I make $700 approximately per week. Per paycheck, working 48 plus hours a week.
Yeah.
I have other bills and responsibilities, but how would you advise I invest to grow my money?
No, you don't, nigga. You ain't got enough money. You gotta get another job. Like, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. You gotta get a second job. Yeah. Like even if you just driving Uber, doing Uber Eats,
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got to get another job. I'm telling you, that's what I did. Like it was during the recession. Even though I had a college degree, I couldn't get a good job. So I trained people in the morning, and then I showered at the gym, and then I fucking worked security at the Prada store for like 8 hours, and then after that, I worked for a moving company, right? And that was 5 days a week. And on the weekends, I trained people in the morning, and then I managed a restaurant. I was the weekend manager for a restaurant in Queens on Steinway Street, and it's.
Awesome.
Yeah, I just work. You got to get another job if you're first. I'm telling you, man, get another
He's
job,
earning
brother.
roughly $14 to $15 an hour, I think, with that rate. Yeah, bro, you got to get another job. For $700 a week, you're making You're making like $2,800 a month. You got to make more than that, bro.
Get another job, brother. Like I'm telling you, like even if I wish there was Uber. I would have drove Uber. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, and we tell guys that all the time. Yeah. Like, have your full-time job, and then what you do is you augment your full-time job with something like an Uber or whatever,
another
because
job.
you can work at your other. You can basically work that around your other other job. Because like you could just turn the shit on and then go leave your job and then turn the Uber on and go.
Also, and don't raise your expenses. That's the thing. Don't raise your expenses, right? And then you start investing the money from your other job. You do that shit for a year, you won't be broke no more. You'll be like coming up. You know?
Also, it's low investment.
Ready to connect. Click connect to show now.
Pick people up. You're done.
Yeah. So yeah, dude. This is. I'm glad you said that.
You are connected as the host. Welcome, huh?
And just so you guys know, a lot of you guys say, yo, I want to invest money, blah, 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 but you don't make enough.
You don't make
You can't
enough,
invest until you actually start making money. You have an earning problem. You don't have a saving or investment problem.
Yeah.
You have an earning problem. You got to earn more.
Motherfuckers
guys.
be like, I got $1,000. What should I invest it in?
Yeah, bro.
Nigga, fucking someone to write you a resume.
Bro, I remember I had 10K saved up.
Mhm.
I went to my mentor. I was like, look, bro, I made 10K. This is fucking amazing. He's like, you don't got shit, bro. Make 100K and then come back to me.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
hey, what's up?
like, cause investing, the average return from the stock market is 10% a year, right?
Yeah.
The
If we're
average
lucky,
return
yeah.
from real estate's like not much more than that, right?
Yeah, it's not.
It's
yeah,
around
you got to
that,
be really, yeah.
Unless you have some
And it's
other
slower
shit.
money because it's like you're getting the cash flow in like drips, right? So,
Yeah.
so yeah.
So it's like you got 10 bands, right? You invest it, you get the let's say you get the average return, right? If you only got 10 bands, you're probably not an expert investor, right?
Yeah.
So like you're probably gonna get the average return at best. And then, so what? After a year, you got a fucking another $1,000. Fuck, you gonna do with that?
Yeah.
Nothing. Right? You got to make more money, like, and keep investing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
But here's the thing:
Years.
if you invested just $2,000 a month in something like a S&P 500 index fund, if you could make an extra $2,000 a month, you could do that fucking part-time job working on weekends or something, right? If you invested in the S&P 500 index fund, average return of 10% a year. For 20 years, you'd have $1.3 million at the end of 20 years.
Yeah.
Right. And if you want it to increase more, then you either put in more money,
Yep.
or you find an investment that has higher returns, But it's like, if you make more money than you spend and invest the difference over a long enough period of time, you will come up.
Yeah.
That is the key to success.
Yeah. And compound interest, what they don't tell you is that it takes years to actually effectuate properly.
Yeah,
Right.
and
a long time.
And straight up, this is not like, it's not in my best interest to say you that. Like, if I was one of these, like if I wasn't,
You're one of these quick rich.
these other motherfuckers
Yeah.
would tell you, man, yo, just buy my shit now,
Yeah.
get the course,
Yeah.
right? I'm telling you, no, nigga, get a job, get another job, like get your shit together, right? Because that's what I did. That's what I really did. You know
And
what
this
I'm
is the
saying?
ugly side that they don't want to tell you. Like, a lot of the gurus don't want to tell you this because they want you to buy their course, whatever. We're
Yeah.
telling y'all, bro, it's not going to come easy. You're going to have to get another job. You're going to have
You
to
gotta-
work a lot of hours,
Yeah.
and you're going to have to save that money. Then we could talk about you starting up another business, or because you won't even have the money to get into the course or
Yeah.
get into the mentorship.
Bro. Now you were different because you had a good paying job.
Yes,
Right. So
yes.
if you got a good paying job, then it makes sense to augment
Absolutely.
it with another business. But if you like fucking struggling, man, get another job, brother.
Yeah.
I'm like, I beg of you. Like I say that, I say that because I know there's a lot of there's a lot of fucking black people watching this shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I
And
mean,
then also like this TikTok brand of I can make money quick because they're watching on the internet, right? And the internet's been the greatest and the worst thing because it's like people think that they can make a bunch of money quickly off social media.
It looks easy.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like, yo, I mean, it really like saddens me and makes me mad when like a black dude tells me he broke, and I'm like, my nigga.
It's the best time to be black.
Martin Luther King was not getting his ass kicked every weekend for you to sit around being broke.
Facts.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like the March on Washington was originally called the March for Jobs.
Yeah.
Go get one, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Go get one, right? He wanted us to have opportunities to get jobs and fuck some white women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? That was the dream.
Thank you. You
know what I'm
understand?
saying? Yeah, I ain't gotta tell I ain't gotta tell. You see how enthusiastic
He was
the
living that
Winter
life.
Soldier got? You see how
Bro,
enthusiastic the Winter
MLK was doing it though.
He was.
Marty Moore was out here, boy.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? They talk about Marty Moore. Listen, Marty Moore was a good dude, right? But you know what I'm saying? After hours,
After hours,
the motherfucking after hours, Marty was out here.
We made this show, bro. After hours, nigga, for a reason.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, man, we shall overcome. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying?
We did. White power. Wait, whoa,
interracial dating used to be
Who said that?
illegal in Florida.
Comedy skit.
Oh yeah, come.
Interracial. What did you say? White power?
No,
Oh, no.
yeah, I did.
Oh, no, nigga. Did I hit your fist when you said that?
No, he sneezed. After. He sneezed.
Oh, man, I ain't mean to hit his fist when he said that.
Bless you, Fresh. Bless you.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, speak nation.
He said I make $20 an hour when there's 1.5 overtime, and for an additional extra bucks for different differentials, I work 10 hours Mondays to Fridays. Yeah, man. I mean, bro, you need to work. You need to make some more money, bro. $700 a week is not enough, dude. To invest at least.
It's not enough money, man.
Kichigoro gifted 10
Shout out to you,
subs.
brother.
Appreciate that. And then also you might want to invest, like instead of like you're talking about investing, save some money on the side so you can learn a real trade that will get you more money.
Yo,
That's something you could
it
think
should
about
burn
too.
you at your job to want to get out. Like you should be there. Like, damn, I'm not gonna be here forever, but I'm gonna hustle now, stack it up, so I can leave and do my own shit.
Yo, man, like just sacrifice for like a year. You know what I'm saying? Like you come up, work 80 hours for a year, right? You
you
won't
sacrifice
I
for
promise
5, you'll be
you won't
good
be
for
broke. You know what I'm saying? And then you eventually want to get into something that you love and still work 80 hours a week, right? Because then when you love it, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't feel like work. That's really the cheat code of life, is to find something you enjoy, something you would do for free. Like I would train people for free. You know what I'm saying? I've trained people for free, you know, but I'd rather get paid for it, right? You know, but if you do something you love, then now you're cheating the system a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, for sure. What else do we got here? Oh, we got the number. Let's get the phone lines. Get to the phone lines. What's the number for the thing? 646 something? 646-490-0394. Okay, ninjas, we're going to take a couple phone calls. Let's go right to the lines. 646-490-0394. Get on with us or Brandon. I would say prioritize question for Brandon. You guys could talk to us whenever, but you got Brandon in the house. So, expertise is in obviously digital marketing, online fitness coaching, running online businesses, courses, any of that stuff. Hit Brandon up, 646-490-0394.
Yep.
Do we got anybody online yet?
Yes, we do.
All right, let's get somebody on.
Let's go.
7467, you are up. 7467,
Hit
you
us
are
with
up.
your question right away.
What
Go
up,
ahead.
man? Come on, brother. You can do this. You can do this.
We believe in you,
in
bro.
We believe in you, brother.
Black power.
You know, interracial dating was like illegal until like very recently
Dude,
in Florida.
he died for us, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like my girlfriend's Dominican. Like that shit would have been illegal.
Well, I mean,
You know what I'm saying, for me and her.
technically she's black though.
Huh?
Technically she's black.
Well, listen. No, don't tell the Dominican that.
Oh, yeah, you're right, you're right.
Dios mío.
I know
Dios
black.
mío.
I know black.
No boy.
I don't know. This guy,
no
this
boy,
guy
no-
ain't on the line.
All right, bro.
I know black.
This nigga retarded. On the line. All right, what's
I
up
know
next?
black poppy.
Who's next?
3693, you're up. 3693, you're up.
All right.
3693.
Hello, Martin.
Yo.
Yo, Martin, you are always late to every show, but you talk about black people. Why are you always on black people time?
All right, man. Next caller.
Yeah, for this nigga
This
trolling, bro.
nigga trolling.
Yeah,
It's
It's
man.
actually-
obvious troll. The
it's
accent's so
actually
fake.
yeah, and I start my stream up at 5 actually, so he's wrong. That should be on at 5 p.m. every time. Nigga.
He
So we're on
sounded
the-
like a motherfucking T-move Black Panther.
That's Arabic.
Who's up next?
1341, you are
All right,
up.
1341.
Timu Muhammad.
1341, you are up.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, thanks for letting me on. Just a quick rundown. So I've been trying to follow the Brandon path right now. I'm working 2 fast food jobs.
Let's go.
I'm also going to college for biochemical engineering.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm working on my fitness as well right now. I'm 21 years of age. I'm down to like a 14.6% body fat at 88.6 pounds of muscle or so.
Okay.
And I'm looking to get into your fitness online program and stuff like that so I can build my
Awesome.
way and eventually get, down to 1 fast food job while my biochemicals taken off and stuff like that. So
For sure, man. Was there a question in there or? Sorry, my fault.
Yeah. So how would you recommend going about it? Because I know to read your book first and whatnot.
That's the first step, and it. What I tell my students who like come in and they need to get in some better shape. We teach them. There's something that we teach called Makeover Madness, where we show them how to start documenting their process of getting in shape, right? And then when they do it, they're their first testimonial. You get what I'm saying? And this shit works like super well because people start getting invested, people start getting invested into following you, into your journey. And then, once you actually do it, then it's like, you start inspiring people and people will be like, oh man, how can I do it? Right. And it's doper if you were actually out of shape. See, I was never out of shape. Like by the time digital cameras came out, I was already in pretty good shape, because I started working out in the 90s. So I don't have no footage of me. I don't have no before and after pictures.
Yeah.
Right? So it's cool
That shit's
because
huge when you have it though.
yeah, it's amazing when you have it. So that's going to be your first step is getting that before and after. You get what I'm saying? And the beauty of online training is like, you don't even need a big following, right? Because if you had 25 clients paying you $80 a week, right, for online training, which is not a lot of money. The average in-person trainer is charging $100 per session.
Yeah.
You got to see that motherfucker 3 times a week, so at least, right? So that's like $300, and they're not even gonna help you with your diet, right? So it's actually a steal. $80 a week. If you have 25 clients paying you $80 a week, if you kept an average of 25 clients for 52 weeks a year, that's $104,000 a year.
Bam.
You know what I'm saying?
6
right.
figures.
And you don't need millions of followers to get get 25 clients. A lot of people watching probably have 25 people right now who'd be excited to work with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so but I'm getting ahead of myself. Your first step, obviously, download the book and see if it's the right thing for you. Because just make sure it might not be right. But what's really important is getting the shapes you had at dope before and after. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna use that as your marketing. That makes sense, brother.
And that helps a lot because people can identify with that too.
They can identify. You know, that was my problem. Motherfuckers was like, that was something I had to overcome. People like, man, you never been fat, Brandon. You don't know. And I'm like, yeah, no, you're right, bro. I've never been fat, man. So I don't know. But like, if you've been fat, not only can you relate to them better, you can speak up. You know, I've trained enough fat people that now I have understanding. But there's stuff that if you've never been like overweight, then someone who's never been overweight wouldn't understand some of this stuff. Like, you know, little shit like how they perspire in different spots. You know what I'm saying? Or like, you know, like there's a bunch of shit that I don't want to get into that someone who's never been fat doesn't understand. You can speak to that. You can speak their language.
Yeah.
I mean,
know what I'm saying?
Mo can.
Yeah, like being able to put seatbelts on. No, it's fine. Like being able to put seatbelts on is
that's some shit I never thought about. Like, see, like the real shit. That's some shit I never thought about.
There you go.
But you lost a lot of weight though.
Yo, shout out to you, Mo.
Thank you so
much. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, homie.
So yeah,
Mo's the homie, man. You know what I'm saying?
Or if you're skinny, right? How you were a hard gainer, how you overcame. So like, you know, you do both, man.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You can do either or.
Yeah, that's the beauty. And you don't have to look like a crazy fitness model or some shit, right? In fact, you know, another thing, if you get too in shape, right, people have a problem even believing that they can get like you. Yeah. You know, but if you are just
on gear and shit.
Or but if you're just the step that they can believe, right? If you just get in shape, you lose 10, 20 pounds or whatever, people like that's exactly what they want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's also it's kind of more compelling. Does that make sense?
It's believable.
Sure.
I can achieve this.
Yeah.
Versus your physique, nigga.
It's like, oh man, you got set obtainable goals, man. All
right, who's up next?
For Winter Soldier.
Who is that?
That's fresh, the Winter Soldier.
Oh shit! That kind of hard, bro. I fuck with that. You made that shit?
No,
Somebody in the chat.
That shit look hard, bro. I fuck with that shit.
CastleClub, man.
Yo, CastleClub, you got listen. I gave him that name, the Winter Soldier, because he fucked with the white girls, you know. Yeah, you got. I think you need to grow that hair out, man.
I got some snow.
I don't think it's gonna go down.
It ain't gonna look like that. It's gonna be a fro.
Yeah. The Brillo pad. Who's up next?
Let's go 6744. You are up. 6744. You're up.
All right.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up?
Just had a quick question centered around real estate. So I bought my first property. I say like I have multiple properties. I only have one property. I bought it 2 years ago in Southern California. I live in San Francisco. And the reason I bought it is because we can build out, right? I can build ADUs. The house is sitting on 3/4 of an acre. So I want to rezone it so that I can build another home aside from a couple ADUs. My issue is I'm running into financing problems where construction loans minimum is around 10%. And I'm wondering, like, what could I do to maybe get better financing options?
Listen, all my real estate is seller finance, so mine might be better. Okay. Yeah, like I look for those deals.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, dude. Now this is kind of where you have to figure out if the juice is worth the squeeze, right? Have you calculated what those ADUs would earn you, and if it's worth the effort of doing that? Because you're trying to do construction in Southern California, which is going to be expensive, and then taxes and everything else like that. Like, do you think the ADUs are going to make you that much more money where you want to do this?
Yeah, so at the moment, we have two options we're looking at. We're either looking at boxables, where the homes come prefabricated. They come in, install them, You just you hire an electrician privately and a plumber to install the lines, and you essentially have it done. That's one option. The other option is to literally build it from the ground up. There's probably only like a 15 to 20% difference between the two. It's just that it's much faster to get a boxable home. My issue is that I don't know whether or not the property would go up in value having a boxable home versus you're right, construction, because it is everything in California or everywhere is expensive.
Yeah, they're gonna mark you up quite a bit. And then here's the other thing too. Are you a CastleClub?
No, I'm not.
Hey, you got to get in there, nigga, because we're probably gonna go ahead and get. I'm gonna get Dave from the Bigger
Green.
Pockets, Dave Green, and he does a lot of talks with ADUs. So you got to get in CastleClub, bro, because that's literally one of his things. And I'm gonna host a Zoom call with him very soon on there with you guys. And ADUs is one of the things that he did, and he did them in California too.
Yeah, that'd be great. I definitely can look into CastleClub. Do you know?
Motherfucker, you trying to get a fucking construction loan? It's $17 a month, man. Stop being a goddamn fucking dreidel spinner, man. Just get in there.
Comedy.
We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get. This nigga talking about I want to get a loan for a construction loan. It's gonna cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm telling you, $17 you could get the goddamn info.
If you do it wrong,
yeah, because you did. This is like a very serious decision, bro. Like a very serious decision. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get somebody that literally this is what they do with the ADUs, because he's done ADUs in California. You're gonna be dealing with a lot of fucking bullshit, man, to get this done. So, matter of fact, I'll text him right now and I'll try to get this get him on a Zoom call this week for you guys.
Yeah, and we did Dustin, the tech guy, as well, a Zoom call with him. Did numbers, legendary, bro. So, guys, CastleClub, man, we got you guys with hella value in there. Tech.
Okay. I'm really texting him right now as we speak.
CastleClub sounds great. I haven't been the biggest proponent. I've seen clips. I saw you guys at a call-in show, and I've seen a few clips from Myron covering the Diddy case.
Yeah.
And it was really cool to get it. The reason, just great coverage overall. So thanks for that, Myron.
Yeah, but the CastleClub is where we do a lot of the coaching stuff. And this question right here is a very specific question. I'm literally messaging him right now.
Damn, man, sound like listen to this, man. Myron hitting up his network, man, for imagine if you was in the CastleClub.
Yeah, man.
You
get access to those people. So yeah, man. But yeah, dude, jump in there, man, and what we're gonna have that talk with him, because this is something that you definitely don't want to fuck up. And I'm not an expert with ADUs, and especially not ADUs in California. There's a lot of zoning and shit you got to deal with, and then getting a loan, getting a proper loan for that. I know for a fact David Green has properties in Northern California, where kind of the area that you live in, he's dealt with ADUs. So, I'll put you in touch with him.
Everybody's gonna pretend
that'd be great.
All right, man. Yeah, these niggas
Thanks,
be doing it. All right, bro. Later. Jump in there, man. Get in there.
Guy coded
CC17, get a half off.
Half off.
CC17, all caps.
All right,
let's go. WP Live.
One more then Zoom call.
Yeah.
We got the girls coming.
Yeah, guys, get in there, man.
You want to do Zoom call? Bro? They said one more.
Yeah,
one more call.
One more call, and then
CastleClub.
All right.
Then we're gonna switch to CastleClub.
All right, 7886. You are up. 7886.
We're kind of the area that you live in. You dealt with. Yeah, that's me.
What up,
man?
though?
What's up, bro?
Hello.
Yo.
Hey, how's it doing? I'm Mike. I've been watching you guys for a long time. I did your DMs on demand. I got a lot of value from that.
Awesome, bro.
So thanks for that.
Myron hit me up. When they was launching that shit, I helped with the launch. I just want to say that.
Right? He did.
No, it's true. Sorry, go ahead, bro. Hit us with your question, though. Come on, we're short on time.
Yeah. My question was for Brandon. If there was a business model where you could have like an online type of booking type of business, but to book sessions for like motivational speaking, do you think that would hold up in today's market, or you think that's a waste of time?
So you want to have a business where someone can you explain me the business model again? I don't think I comprehended it. I apologize.
Or I wanted to do motivational speaking. Because,
okay, you want to be a motivational speaker.
I have like a wild backstory where I lived when I was supposed to be dead, and I kind of couldn't read at age 20 and woke up from a coma and stuff like that. Okay. And I wanted to motivate people the way other motivational speakers do. And I was wondering, do you think that business model still holds up today, or you think it's just a waste in today's market?
You know, it's going to be difficult to just make a living as a motivational speaker, to get paid speaking gigs enough for you to actually make a living off of it, right? You know, so you're going to have, I don't know your story or what you're trying to accomplish, but I'm going to assume that you got a crazy story, rags to riches. You out here doing dope shit now after shit being all fucked up, right? And if you don't have a business behind it, you know, it takes a lot to become a paid speaker, bro.
You got to have a huge influence
and a brand as well.
Yeah,
like you look at like someone like Tony Robbins, right? They're getting paid to do motivational speeches. They're getting paid a bunch of money, but he built up, a brand, built up an image, and then he was able to go ahead and market that and get paid. For gigs.
My boy Mark Manson. You know, when I knew him before when he was just a dating coach, right? You know, then he wrote The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, and that became like a huge, crazy seller. Like it was the homie back in New York, you know, and he told me when that shit hit the New York Times bestseller, his speaking fee immediately went up to $20K. It was like $5K, right? But he was like famous, like internet. He had a big following on internet, and he had a self-published book that made a lot of money, that had a lot of buyers. But it was still like $5K a speaking event, and that was every once in a while. But then when he became a fucking New York Times #1 best-selling author, then the speaking
went up.
It went up to $20K. Right now, if you get like really big, I know Gary V speaking, the homie Gary V, shout out to Gary. His speaking fee is $100K plus.
Wow,
per
even
event.
now,
bro. Even now, well, like
I haven't seen him in years, bro.
Well, the thing is,
he's
tech
richer.
companies
He's richer
will hire
now.
people like that to come speak to their team.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, but
I don't see him on social media like that.
But here's the thing, though. Gary has his VaynerMedia is $100 million business
Evaluation.
You know, evaluation. $100 million. That's right. So you can't just have a cool story. Like you just.
Well, I don't just have a cool story. Like I have a business that I started, like a clothing line that goes with a podcast that I want to do, and then I have a side business where I make money from taking care of
so
mental,
here's the game
patients.
plan, homie. Check it out. What you're gonna do is you're gonna start speaking for free and shit, right, to promote your businesses. And if you start doing a really good job and you start getting popular, you really get shit popping, then people will start reaching out to you for paid gigs. Does that make sense? You know, because I speak for free a lot of times. If it's the homies, and if it's somebody I know, and if it's in Florida, if it's in Miami, I'll speak for. If it's want me to travel, they got to break bread, right? But like you know, if it's in Florida and it's the homie, all right, we cool, you know. But it's like, you know, right now you want to start speaking for free, getting exposure, getting practice, right? Because it takes a minute to get good at speaking from stage, but use it to promote your businesses, and that's going to be very helpful for you, all right? And then when because it's going to be a while before you start
build
getting
your social media following as well.
Yeah, you got to build your social media following.
I have 12K followers on Instagram.
That's what's up.
All right, nigga, keep it honest.
Yo, hey, that's what's
you
up.
bought followers, nigga? Keep it honest.
Yeah, guy. I've talked to you before, Fresh.
I know.
Date night Mike.
So now you need more of that coming organically. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Also, YouTube is where you need to be, bro. I've said it before. I'll say it again. TikTok and Instagram are not real, bro.
No.
Like you build real influence with longer form content, not with fucking short form videos. Like you can still go viral doing that shit, but if you want people to like book you for speaking, that's long form. People gotta like give a fuck about what you gotta say and watch you long form. Like Joe Rogan can easily get a speaking engagement because people are used to watching him long form. But like, you know, someone who just does like clips here, shorts here or there, it's not gonna be the same, man. Like you build a real audience with long form video.
I actually got
I've been doing both shorts and long form.
Of course, do both. But I'm saying
my long form doesn't have that good a following.
Yeah, well that's
your first step, homie.
Yeah,
you do that. Get that popping.
Cause dude, it looks easy, bro.
Okay.
It's not, bro.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, bro.
Yeah,
Give it 1,000.
hard.
You sound like a weirdo. You got to fix that. You got to fix the way that you speak. You sound like a weirdo, and people like. I'm just keeping it real with you.
Is that your real voice?
Yeah, but I'm on a ventilator, so it kind of changes my voice a little bit.
You on a ventilator?
What you got COVID?
What the hell?
Nah,
what the hell?
I had a stroke and went into a coma when I was like 18 years old, and then I died, and then I was brain dead, and then suddenly I just woke up the next day when they unplugged me. So I got super lucky, and now I've just been trying to
so you don't sound
retrain
like this
myself.
normally then.
I
All right.
graduated college and all that.
Okay, no, I'm just saying because you sound computerized and shit, so that's why this is not. You want to be able to sound authentic and sound very, personable.
Yeah.
You know
so
what I mean?
first you got to get your health right. So once you get out the hospital, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't mean that.
No, I'm not in the hospital. I'm not in the hospital. I attached it to my wheelchair so I could go to college, and then I graduated. I can't get off the ventilator.
Oh shit! So you on that shit? Like it's indefinitely.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's different.
You do got a story.
That's different, bro. That's different.
Yeah.
I take back some of the shit I said, man. I want to hear more
wait,
about
you're
this.
This
like
is the
in
young
a-
Stephen Hawkins.
Yeah. Well, look, man.
Yeah, kind of like that.
I would say, obviously, build your social media platform up. Focus on so this is how you sound all the time because you're on your ventilator.
That's tough.
Yeah, no, but no,
it's rough,
just
it's
think about it. No bullshit. If he pull up to the stage with the wheelchair on a ventilator, they're gonna give him some leeway, right? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like
now that we know.
now that we know that, right?
Yeah,
we just thought he was a regular nigga talking,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But like,
Nah.
Now it's a little bit more acceptable.
Most of the dudes that call into your show are kind of lazy. They just need to like focus more on bettering their life. But like I just had to. I got sick and then I got better. So now I'm trying to build myself up again.
Yeah. Yo, yeah, no, all right, man. Listen,
I mean, dude,
I'm invested in this story now.
Listen, brother, I've been there, bro.
Yeah.
You ain't been in a wheelchair on a
Hold on.
ventilator, nigga.
Hold on. My actual speech was so bad back in the day, bro. Listen, it's gone better, but it was terrible. I got casted to speak at FX Summit for traders last year. And that was a challenge because I had issues speaking. You know what I'm saying? Did a podcast, it was cool. And I went up on stage, told my story from Barbados to here, and they fucking loved it. And I just think like having the drive to go for it and just try things is the power in itself. Granted, though, you're in a wheelchair, so
yeah, I didn't know that, man. Sorry, but yeah, I mean,
no
obviously,
no worries.
Because here's the thing, like when you called in, people are like,
"You guys are one of my biggest
going
heroes."
on?
So I'd love to have you on my podcast one day when I get big enough following.
let's go. Okay.
Yeah. So no, man. But no, I was just being honest with you because when I heard it, I was like, "What the hell? This sounds weird." But since you're on a ventilator, people will make obviously, and you're in a wheelchair, people understand that. So that's different. I thought that's actually how you sounded, and you were like regular.
That is this. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, but now that makes sense.
Yeah.
Motivation wise,
Yeah,
And there's
motivation
probably-
wise,
yeah.
you put
If he can
him
do
on the
it-
stage.
if he can do it, then
Yeah.
You pull up on the stage with that shit.
Yeah. So no, that's an
so he
inspiring
needs
story, my friend.
the right marketing.
Yeah, you need
To reach the
still
audience.
the marketing though. Still
But
marketing.
Yeah, and also focus on the
Market
longer
the
form content.
disability.
Yes.
Yo, listen
For sure.
Yo,
Yeah.
on the
Okay.
low. Yeah.
So just keeping it organic. TikTok, Instagram videos,
YouTube.
daily content,
You're everywhere.
and then at some point put a link in bio. Hit if you want to book me for a speaking engagement. Put it there.
And you got a story. You got a good story, right? And that's
That's
more
like this.
important.
He's trying a lot more than you lazy ass niggas in the chat.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
A lot of you niggas
you
in the
know
chat
what I'm
just sitting around
saying?
beating off to porn every day.
You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers can breathe normal and walk normal and still broke.
bums. Yeah.
Still bums, man. You know what I'm saying?
Also, he's showing up every day.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's important.
Yeah, that's real shit. That's real shit. Like, you can't take that
And he
shit.
took action. He bought the course.
Yeah.
Most niggas, bro,
I'm saying,
that's too much
man.
money, bro.
Yeah.
Hey,
I like
progress.
this. I like this guy, man.
Yeah.
I like this guy.
Yeah, as soon as I bought the course, I went from like 100 followers to like 13,000 followers. So I mean, it's worth it if you guys focus on the lessons they're teaching you and just take notes and stop being lazy.
Yeah, listen, and you got a good story, and that story you got to market that story. You know,
Yeah.
like my dad ain't leaving me shit when he killed himself, except for a fucking superhero origin story, like a fucking like bad black man, dead daddy come out and get rich, right? And like so that's the only thing I got. So it's like I tell that fucking story. Every day to anyone who will listen, motherfucker. Every day it's like anybody who listen, motherfuckers. Somebody would left a comment that, man, you always telling us about your dead daddy, man. I'm like, nigga, that's all he left me was this fucking dope ass story to tell.
Not facts, bro. So, bro, what's your page, bro? Drop it so people can follow you, bro.
Yeah.
Drop
What's
your stuff.
your
Yeah.
channel, bro?
Oh yeah,
drop your
that's
stuff.
it's Date Night Mike. It's Date Night Mike. DATE
you a
and then
dating
Night,
coach?
KNIGHT,
Whoa.
and then Mike, MIKE.
What?
So it's night, like night normal.
You a dating coach?
Date night, Mike.
Day night?
No,
oh, day night. I just said
do
date
fun.
night. I was like,
check
date
out
night
fun
cop. I was like, yo, this
restaurants,
shit
do
took a
food
fucking
reviews,
change.
stuff like that.
Okay, no, I fuck with
And
it.
I've been talking to different people. I had one of Kanye's music producers on my show.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. You know what I'm saying? You know Myron like that, man. you know what I'm saying? That's I'm assuming that new Kanye track is Myron's
That shit
alarm.
lit.
Oh shit, bro.
That shit lit, man.
Yeah, I do know you, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. I used to text you when I wanted to take you to a LA Kings game, Fresh.
Oh, my goodness,
shit,
bro.
Man. Yo, shout out to Day Night
He in
Mike.
line, man.
Yo, man.
W in the chat, bro.
Hey, shout out to you, bro. We dropped his socials there, man. So go check him out, guys. Go show him some love because he's working harder than a lot of you bitch ass niggas in the chat, man. So shout out to you, man. Keep killing it, bro. And like focus on the longer form content. Get on YouTube, bro, because like I said before, Instagram and TikTok, and you're not gonna have the same level as influences if you were like to do a successful YouTube channel.
Yes.
All right.
For sure.
Shout out to you, homie.
For sure.
Shout out to you, brother.
Thank you, guys.
Jump on Zoom.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right, guys.
Come on over to CastleClub. CCC17, guys, is the code. Get in there half off, man. Jump in there. We're going to continue on for like another 20, 30 minutes with Brandon over there. And then we're going to start.
Hours.
We're going to go after hours with some lovely ladies. So let's go ahead. If you guys are watching on CastleClub right now, all good, because we're going to continue the stream over there on CastleClub.
Yep.
So you don't got to go anywhere if you're watching on CastleClub. We're just going to drop the Zoom link.
All right.
All right, let's get it.